On a mountain peak, at sea, in the deep jungle, anywhere in the world, disaster may strike at any time, blighting 1,000 hopes at a blow.
Another casualty in hazardous bush flying. A light civilian aircraft carrying 3 men on a hunting trip is feared lost in northern Ontario wilderness. The plane left North Bay early yesterday on a 3-hour flight to Loon Lake. Since then, it has not been reported. At Trenton Air Station.
At Trenton, veteran air crews of the Search and Rescue Service of the Royal Canadian Air Force have already been briefed on which areas to comb for the lost hunting party. The hunters had planned to fly directly from North Bay to Loon Lake, and so the search planes will first scour the bushland all along this flight path. In this crisis, the Search and Rescue Service's vast network of human and mechanical skills is swiftly mobilized for the task of locating a tiny hunting party lost in 500,000 miles of bush. Air search is brutal on both body and nerves. Long experience has taught these flyers that even if a plane crash does not prove fatal, the passengers may get panicky and try to walk to civilization. If this happens, it may be weeks before the vanished hunters are located. Nightfall, and not a trace of the lost hunters. The search continues. Far from the Loon Lake country, Halifax Search and Rescue Center picks another sharp cry out of the air. This time it's a sick fisherman who needs help. Even though its international agreements cover only aid to aircraft in distress, since 1947, the Search and Rescue Service of the Royal Canadian Air Force has been helping all disaster victims. A Lancaster checks the schooner's position, crackling out precise data to guide the high-speed launch quickly to the spot. The Navy doctor and nurse realize that the patient needs immediate surgery, ashore in a hospital, not here on the heaving Atlantic. Their precision and gentleness, but above all the promptness of their arrival and departure, will save a fisherman's life. At this very moment, in remote Baffinland, a mercy flight from the Goose Bay Search and Rescue Station brings doctors to treat an ailing Eskimo boy. The Mountie, who radioed for them to come, acts as interpreter. Tuberculosis, civilization's gift to the Eskimo, can really race through young bodies. Having traveled so far north, the doctors will examine and treat everybody in camp. Back at Trenton, the hunting party is still listed as missing without trace. The crisis is mounting hourly. A search plan is drafted using every ounce of the airman's search savvy and common sense, and every possible plane is commandeered to comb the bush at treetop level. Found at last, but are the men alive? Minutes later, the jump ship appears in answer to the urgent radio message. The plane must make 2 runs to drop its parachutists squarely on the target. Now it's up to the pararescue men. These highly trained mercy specialists have performed major operations in the wilderness, delivered babies, fought their way through hundreds of miles of Canada's toughest country. A flying drugstore, they call this pararescue kit. It holds plasma, drugs, cigarettes, even a collapsible stretcher. After 70 hours exposure, hot coffee is enough to start 2 of the hunters on the road to recovery. And to treat the critically wounded pilot, a doctor is arriving by helicopter. The doctor has a tough decision to make. Should he operate now or risk moving his patient to a hospital? Nothing can be done in this swamp, he decides. Better take a chance on carrying the wounded man 5 miles east to that lake they saw from the helicopter, where a cancel flying boat can be arranged to meet them. Typical of the extreme care taken with rescued patients, an M indicates that he's had enough morphine to dull his pain. Back to the base and home. And another rescue mission tomorrow. It may be an injured trapper, a ship foundering at sea, a wrecked aircraft, or a dangerous epidemic in the lonely Arctic. But whatever the victims may be, they will scan the heavens with confidence for the thundering approach of the RCAF's Samaritans of the sky.